Quick little thing at the very beginning of this video. I just want to point out I'm going away this weekend. So if there's any complications, I might not be able to make a 48-hour analysis video. So what I'll probably do instead is just put a tweet out. I don't want that to happen, but if it does, yeah, it's out of my control. So just a quick little heads up. And so let's now move on and showcase to you the predictions video. Good day, Rusk enjoyers. Hope you're doing right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. About 12 hours ago, we saw the November 13, 2025 Rust rotate in, and basically in this video, we're going to look at all the skins and try and figure out which of these skins potentially could be the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. So sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. So, I'm fully well aware, a lot of people aren't exactly super thrilled with with today's Rust, well, technically yesterday's, but you get the idea. People weren't ecstatic. Now, we did see another HMLMG skin being accepted. We saw another L96 skin being accepted. Both the storage collections got continuations, cool, but that was to be expected. Now, another thing we were kind of expecting was some pretty interesting clothing and armor being accepted. Cargo heli boots and gloves are fine. It's just, there was so much more that could have been chosen. So, let's just quickly give you a nice little reminder. I'm always looking at the newest skin submissions on the workshop. That being my Rust Workshop skin checks videos. So let's just switch over to here. Ta-da! This is the most recent one. First of all, just want to show you like last week's skin submissions. Let's scroll all the way down over to here. All the way down to the clothing and armor. There you go. So cargo heli boots and gloves right there. They are accepted. But I'm going to show you what wasn't accepted. Artist hoodie and pants, darkness hoodie and pants, temple hoodie and pants. You know, some very nice, perfectly fine looking designs. But no, none of this. No, just cargo heli boots and gloves. I don't know what's wrong. Like, they accepted Temple Tier 3, you know, people were happy, people liked it. We had a very positive response to that. So how come we haven't seen Tier 2 hoodie and pants being accepted? I don't have an answer for you. It's just as confusing to me as it is to you. You know, a lot of people would be very happy to have it. So what gives? Sultan's Tier 2, that would have been a perfectly fine brand new thing. Chromatic Core, Polar Tier 3, Delta Tier 3, Lamb Tier 3, you know, some very interesting designs, but no, cargo heli boots and gloves. A rainbow sort of cold, what do you call it? Tempered steel? Yeah, that's it. No, none of that, no. Again, more white clothing and armor, but no, nope, and nope. That would have been a collection continuation as well, but nope. Then over to here, with the most recent batch of skins that are submitted the previous weekend. So we scroll down over to here, look at all the clothing and armor. Like, I wouldn't have been upset if we got some burlap clothing. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have said no to this. You know, peasant burlap, that's funny. I think a lot of people would have liked that. But hey, no, you're not having it. What about the VIP worker burlap shirt and pants? No. What about all these hoodie and pants over to here? So many hoodie and pants were submitted. Various different styles to a point. We even had Thunder Gold. So, yeah, I'm not surprised if you're upset as well. If you're like bemused to see that, oh, hang on a minute, no clothing and armor again. Like last week, we just had a backpack. Yay. So to all the people that are like, oh, Face Punch are only picking the skins that make like tons of funds. Really? Because I assure you this, if we would have got like at least one of these white hoodie and pants or Tier 3 pieces been accepted, oh, a lot of people would have been very interested. I mean, white Tier 3, in the snow, you get cold, but then again, you can use a tea. But anyway, I assure you this, if either of the Thunder Gold hoodie and pants were to be accepted, people would have gone absolutely wild, because that would have completed the set. There's already a lot of investment towards the Tier 3 and the Tier 2, but nope. Nope. So, yeah, that's the current position that we're kind of in at the moment. There was other things, like a brand new Black Marshall Tier 2, Darkness Tier 3, Plushie Tier 3, but nope. So, if you're wondering why people are kind of not, like, super thrilled with today's Rust store, now you know. It's the unfortunate matter of knowing what could have been accepted, but they didn't pick it. So if you're going to be really annoyed like this every single week, consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks videos in the future. There will be another one next week. So, yeah, it's just annoying because I know that Thunder Gold set has had 4 attempts for hoodie and pants, and nope. So we'll try our best. Out of all these skins, which one is potentially the most reliable investment for this week? I would say Sinotype Stone. Now, as I said, it's been about 12 hours since the Rust rotated, more specifically 13 pushing on 14 hours. So if I could just quickly switch over to here, I want to show you something. I did prepare the tweet, yep. So this was last week's first 24 hours of sales. And as you'll notice, Sinotype Wood only had about 15,000 and a half? Yep. 15,500 subscribers. if I switch back over to here, I can't help but assume Stone probably will have less subscribers compared to Wood. Now, why is this such a big fuss? Because Wood ended up being the lowest selling Sinotype skin out of all the Sinotype skins. Now, I should point out, say hello to Stone. It's number 15 in the full set right now. Sinotype collection looks like it's just about starting to improve, but we're also aware that we could potentially have some more issues in the future. What you're looking at is the commits page for a Boxes DLC. Now, if you were to look at all the details here, and I'll link this in the description, it looks like Facepunch might be making their very own sort of labeling system. It might be something where if you don't have like a storage collection, you can just get standard boxes and put like a label on it, or an LCD. We don't fully know. We haven't like seen it yet, all right? So until we actually see what this looks like, we can't give you like a solid answer, and people have been discussing this already in my Rust rotation video, which you can see over to here, because of course we showcased all the skins last night. So if you want to get a good look at any of them, go to the video. You can see all the chapters are there. You're more than welcome to skip ahead. You get the idea. So yeah, Stone might be nice, and it might end up being one of the lowest selling skins, which could potentially make it a very nice investment, considering we're almost about to finish the Sinotype collection. Number 16 is on the workshop, but that being the drop box, and the skin creator has said he intends to do a Sinotype electric box. We very likely could go all the way up to 18, maybe surpass it, because the previous largest large box collection we've ever had is Neon Storages, which had 18 in total. So what will Boxes DLC be? Will it be Facepunch's very own storage collection? Or will it just be some sort of sorting, organizing system? We don't know yet, but keep an eye out, okay? Because that could be a big concern for Sinotype. Now, it might be something just to help it be more visible, as I said. Some people are like, well, you know what? That might be helpful because we can't see, or rather, we can't read the Sinotype font, the letters and all that. So we'll see how it goes. But I can confirm the full set is now pushing up to $49, which is a nice improvement compared to what we saw on October 28. If you saw my recent Sinotype video where I started, discussing how bad things were and how things are improving, yeah, it's nice to see. It looks like it's full steam ahead as we get closer and closer to January 2026 when post-Christmas happens. Honestly, this is looking pretty sweet. But we've got to see what that Boxes DLC is as well. So, yeah. So, Stone, if you do end up selling the least out of the full set, okay, you will look pretty interesting. And with last week's Sinotype Wood, I did go ahead and buy 20 of them because I looked at it and I thought, you know what? If I were to look at all the previous Wood storages and previous storage collections, so type this in, you'd notice that a lot of these are actually quite high in price. All of them sold for $2.49 as well, but Graffiti Wood Storage, $6, Neon Wood Storage, about $15, $16, Scientific Wood Storage, about $4. They all improved ever so nicely. But then I'll also mention Stone, so Stone, it doesn't go up that high. Scientific Stone Storage, $4. Neon Stone Storage, about $5. And Graffiti Stone Storage, just about $3+. After many years, they've barely budged. So yeah, Stone doesn't look as appealing. But if you need to put some funds away, okay, maybe it might be a perfectly fine option, perhaps. But yeah, it looks like it probably might just be a better off situation. We just stick with a barter. And if it has significantly less sales compared to the other Sinotype skins, okay, might be pretty interesting then, but gotta wait until next Wednesday when we do the abnormal barters. So, okay, cool. I think the next skin I want to discuss will be the small ammo box. It looks to be a perfectly fine option in terms of, hey, how much larger will the small props collection become? Because you might notice this is now number 7. I can confirm to you 100% this is the largest small box collection we've ever seen. Quite a lot of people are actually quite happy to see a small ammo box. But I will ask you, this looks like it could potentially reach up to 15 to 18 small boxes in total. What would you like to see being made next? McGwemp, the skin creator, he does watch the videos. He looks for the comments because he knows every time we have a video, I always ask, what would you like to see being made next? And it's looking pretty okay. Maybe like a farm box. Quite a lot of people kind of sitting there saying, well, small electric box couldn't hurt. To be honest with you, it probably would be pretty sweet. None of these boxes happen to glow in the dark, and again, if you want to get a good look at it in game, consider watching my most recent Rust Store rotation video for November 13, 2025. Again, chapters are all there, it's easy to skip ahead. But if you were to line up all of these together, you will notice that they all have a different colour. Some people might say, well, hang on a minute, small ammo box is green and small meds box is green. Well, that's light green, that's dark green. Also, that has a big like orange stamp on it that has just white on it. So, okay, fair enough. Understood. I am expecting more, and I can confirm there is already more because, of course, on the workshop right now, if you were to go ahead and take a look, you'll see for yourself that, yes, we have the sulfur box. So, okay, cool. There's another box already on the way. Is it going to be guaranteed to be accepted? Well, with the success we've seen so far with these small props boxes, I've got to hand it to Mr. McGuamp. He's done a very good job. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets accepted. But what would you like to see being made next? Sorry, I hit my mic there. So, okay, cool. Understood. If we do see more, there should be more interest and more investment. And also, sales right now, 13 hours in, just under 5,000 subscribers. Let's just quickly compare with the T-Box, because I can confirm T-Box was very close to being the lowest selling skin in the full set. And I was kind of surprised by that. So I actually went and bought 20 of them last week as well, or technically 2 days ago. So yeah, it looked like it could actually hold up quite nicely. I honestly thought a lot of people would appreciate a T-Box, so I just felt the need to jump in. Only 15,700 subscribers. So, okay, cool. At the moment, with what I see in regards to the ammo box, it doesn't look like it's going to match up perfectly with T, and it very likely could be one of the lowest selling skins. Could very likely be the lowest selling skin. So we'll see how it goes. We do have other ammo boxes. I said that wrong. But we don't have that many small ammo boxes, if I can recall. In fact, I think that might be the first one. Do you appreciate it? Would you like to have ammo on the walls, on the shelves? Feel free to comment below. So, okay. Both the storage collections are looking quite nice with progression. Just want to also quickly point out, we have the drop box on the workshop. Keep an eye on the Skin Creators workshops over the course of this upcoming weekend. You will see more. So, cool. Looking at all the other skins, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not feeling as confident, okay? But I will now mention cargo heli boots and gloves. The possibility of seeing some hoodie and pants and some tier 3 in the future, I can't say no to that. When the boots and gloves were accepted, we did see the tier 2 have a bit of a buyout. Prices did improve, not to insane prices, but it did noticeably have a nice spike in price. But I've got to also point this out. Tier 2 was accepted back in August 2024. Boots and gloves accepted well over a year later, November 2025. Okay, that's a little bit concerning. So if we don't see any evidence of cargo heli continuations these upcoming weekends, I'm not feeling very confident that we'll see these work out quite nicely, because again, yeah, we were expecting some other things to be accepted. Again, I've got nothing against cargo heli. I'm still happy to see some collection continuations for clothing and armor. Did we really need this many weapons this week? All right, anyway. So, the cargo heli gloves, they are abnormal. They're selling for $1.49. The cargo heli boots, they are selling for 99 cents. Both of them are the lowest selling skins. I should point out as well, in comparison to the Tier 2 did like 9 to 10,000 subscribers by the end after its 7-day tenure in the restaurant. But with the current progress we're seeing with the boots and gloves, I've got to be honest with you, it looks like it might sell less. And for the boots and gloves, that probably could be very nice for it. If we do end up seeing Tier 3 and hoodie and pants being submitted and potentially accepted within the next few weeks, because of course we have Christmas skins on the way, don't forget about that. All right, so as long as there's an actual anticipation, we'll see. I'll hop over to here. Has anyone asked the skin creator, hey, are you going to make a collection continuation anytime soon? We've got one comment here. So that's not looking very good. So let's go switch over to the boots. Okay, we've got 7 comments. Has anybody asked about collection continuation? Top mask. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he has mentioned. Looks like he's referring to Tier 3, I hope. Or is he referencing his bandana and poncho? Because I'll be honest with you, we need core pieces, not primitive pieces. So we'll keep an eye on things, but I would say I'm leaning more towards I'm having doubts, okay? But it's always smarter to wait it out. Let's see what the Skin Creator produces over the course of this upcoming weekend. Alright then, so what about all the other skins then, Hedge? Again, with the other deplorables and the other weapons, I am not feeling confident. But I've got to mention Popstar M249. Popstar skins with their ever so lovely anime designs, oh yes. You might notice, oh, the prices are down. True. But if I were to mention every other AK-47 skin, every other garage door skin, you might notice those skins are in general, down by about half their price. But then you'll notice, oh, Popstar garage door only down by 2%. AK-47 only down by 10%. They are better performing. People do appreciate an anime design. So with this brand new M249, I have to mention it, M249s aren't very in demand. We'll take a look at this. How many of them are actually in the green, in the positive? No, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, 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 no, okay, uh-oh. So in total, 1, 2, 3, okay, there you go. So we have 28 M249 skins in total. Some of them are Twitch drops, streamer skins. Only 3 of them are actually in the positive. So that kind of sets the tone that, let me just get the point across. How often do you actually use an M249? Perhaps not too many people actually get a hold of it. Where's the justification to own skins for it? Well, there you go. So judging by all the low prices, it does kind of come across that, oh yeah, it doesn't look like many people even get to use it. So, unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I think it could still perform better compared to most of those other M249s, but I still expect it to go down pretty badly. Not like half its price, but maybe like down by a quarter or something. We're better off with a buy order, basically. So yeah, with that being abnormal, we'll use the time to our advantage next Wednesday. Now, if you're confused about what, me constantly referencing abnormals, consider watching my most recent Ruskin Abnormal Barders video for November 13, 2025. We chased after the skins from the previous Rust store. And after that, as I mentioned, I did feel confident to go ahead and make a purchase of 20 wood storages. And with the only skin last week that wasn't abnormal, being the T-Box, looking at the sales, I thought, yeah, I'm going to jump onto that as well. So consider giving this a good watch. Watch the first 5 minutes, scroll down, skip ahead to the Barders chapter. You basically understand that abnormal skins, they become marketable at an earlier time before the Rust store even rotates. You have like a solid 20 hours to get an early insight to see if there's actual genuine demand with these skins. If they have like enough buy orders to, potentially keep the price up. So it's always helpful. Next Wednesday, I will be streaming. We'll be chasing after the next batch of abnormals. Cool. So, all right, we're learning things, yeah. So, of course, after looking at all these other skins, as I've already mentioned in my Rust rotation, when I look at some of these other things, so like, I kind of want to mention the Molten Visage Bed. It does look really cool. The way it's like burned in to show the logo, it looks awesome. I've got to give like massive props to the skin creator there. That came out lovely. But how many more bed skins are we expecting? Quite a lot. There will be more beds because we just constantly see bed after bed after bed being submitted pretty much every single week now. There's so many. And the week before that, like, you know how the handmade LMG is the focused item of the month? No, it's the brand new Skinnable, and the L96 is the focused item of the month. The amount of beds I've seen, like, combined with handmade LMGs and L96s, I've seen more beds. Skin creators absolutely love making beds. I guess it's like super easy, and you can make some pretty fun looking designs with that. Fair enough. I respect that. But there will be more. And if I could just quickly switch back over to here. There you go. Right now, the kick drops are, dropping. And you can get the Pan Pots bed for absolutely free. With what I see right here from Mr. William, I'm kind of assuming that's going to be one of the Twitch Rivals Twitch drops next December. Well, I mean, in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah, that looks like a William bed is going to be a Twitch drop. I don't know why else he would probably show that off. So, yeah, I think we get the hint. There's more beds on the way for sure. And with so many options, we end up with problems. So, in such a short amount of time, we have seen 11 beds being introduced. We kind of assume there's going to be another one on the way as well. What? 5, 6 weeks? Blimey, that is madness. That is madness. So, okay, it's turning into it's turning into the new large backpack. Large backpack first became skinnable last year, November 2024, and up to this point right now, 39 skins have been accepted. So, if we see constant tons of like beds being produced and accepted, there's far too many options. You're going to see all of them start to go down in price. Yep, both the Halloweens are dropping off now. Wouldn't be surprised if these also drop off. All of these are dropped off. It's not looking pretty, but it's also not surprising. Brand new Skinnables tend to be quite problematic, but yeah. So it looks awesome now, but next week we'll see another bed and another bed and another bed, and they'll also look awesome, and I'll take away the attention from that. Point made. I should talk about the Protector handmade LMG then. So we're only seeing one a week. It's nice to see, I guess you could say, but I'm not seeing that many handmade LMG skins being produced. So if I could just quickly switch over to here. This past weekend, we only saw 2 different designs, Cold Hunter and Temple Handmade LMG. And the week before that, same thing, only 2 separate designs, Toy and Protector Handmade LMG. This upcoming weekend, wouldn't surprise me if we only see 2 again. I guess it might be pretty hard to make skins for this. All right, fair enough. But now I also bring up the point of, because we mentioned this last night when we did the, well, no, 2 nights ago, with the No Mercy Handmade LMG. How often are you actually using a handmade LMG? Quite a lot of people said, I don't really use it that much, and that's a big concern. We just talked about this with the M249. If you don't use it enough, where's the justification to own skins? Oh. So this right here, the handmade LMG, a perfectly fine, nice welded metallic design. No transparent aim sight or anything. $2.49. I won't be surprised if it drops off. We are expecting another handmade LMG to be accepted next week, and the week after that, and probably the week after that. Whilst we're not seeing like 2 a week, it's still consecutive, and we're expecting quite a lot of options all of a sudden. It's not as bad as beds, but with so many being accepted in such a short amount of time, do not be surprised if all of them end up dropping off. And then the question of how often do we even use a handmade LMG? Yeah, a bit problematic there, isn't it? So that might just be a buy order. That is abnormal, so that's all right. That's not too much of a problem. So, okay, we'll move on from here. Anything else we'd like to talk about? I do want to talk about the Black Diamond L96. It does look very, very nice, but we're also expecting more L96s because the L96 is the focused item of the month. So, yep, if I could just quickly show the workshop page of this, again, to get a much better look, consider watching my rust rotation video, but it does look very, very, very nice. Now, I should also point out Black Diamond skins in general, they're actually doing pretty okay. Not all the weapons, but the clothing armor is. Oh, yes, it is. So, okay. The AK-47, where are you? You're one of the... Oh, yeah, you're slightly in the positive. Look at this around January time. Don't be surprised if it's higher in price, okay? SAP's not too bad. Custom SMG, Thompson, slightly down. LR300, we're not surprised by that. But this Black Diamond L96, it's $3. But also, currently right now, we have a brand new kick drop. We have Trainwrex's brand new, very nice looking, blue L96 being given away for absolutely free. And I'm sure a lot of you got that for absolutely free. I like how it says Twitch drop there. I think the website owner needs to make a change there. But anyway, so this looks nice, but literally the previous week we had the Abyss L96 also selling for $3. And how's that currently holding up? Well, yeah, it's down by 20% already. But that did almost reach 20,000 subscribers. I get the feeling this won't sell as much. And also, knowing we're going to see another L96 next week. A lack of sales definitely could help you out. But with more options like expected immediately, I'm worried. Also, just take a real quick look at all the L96 skins in general. We have 2 skins in the positive out of like 28. So yeah, it's not looking very pretty there, but smart barter, yeah, that might be the way to go about it. So okay, next Wednesday, abnormal barders. We'll chase after that. Should be quite alright. I want to mention the Fort Thompson. The Fort collection doesn't exactly look to be doing very well at the moment, unfortunately. But I will mention this. I've seen many interesting weapon collections in the past, and I have noticed the Thompsons tended to work out quite alright. You know what? We just looked at the Popstar collection. Did you notice out of all the weapons, the Thompson's the only one that's currently in the positive? People do appreciate a good-looking Thompson. So with all due respect, I've got to mention this. It does look nice. But I also did mention last week the AK-47 did also look quite nice. But because we have so many AK-47 skins, it's like inevitable that most of them will just go down to about half their price. But this Thompson, I think it's got a pretty decent chance of probably being evens. So what do you reckon? I'll talk more about that, of course, with Wednesday. That right there is also abnormal. It's not selling that much. It does look to be in a pretty interesting spot. And with all the Thompsons that are accepted in the past year, you got 1, you got 2 in the positive. Quite a lot of them not doing very well as well, though. Abyss Thompson's only slightly down in price as well. They tend to, fare a bit better, so we'll leave it at that. I'll mention the Wild Hunt Wooden Door. Looks awesome. I'd love to see a collection continuation. I asked for one. I think we're going to see it after a bed, because I quite literally asked, and I got a response. So I said, hey, could you make a bearskin rug of this? Like a Wendigo design with all the sticks and the twigs and the bones. Looks like he wants to do it, but yeah, got to wait a while. Now you might question, how come I asked for that? It's because Icona was the guy that made the very cool looking Halloween bearskin rug that unfortunately wasn't accepted. So, alright, maybe he's experienced, we'll see. But wooden doors in general, they don't hold up nicely. how often do you even use a single wooden door that much? I mean, like, yeah, oh my. All of that's in the negative, all of that's in the negative, all of that's in the negative, all of that's in the negative. Down, 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 down. Okay. We had to go all the way down to 2019 to finally see a wooden door that's actually in the positive. All the other ones, down really bad. So yeah, I think we've got like 3, at best maybe 5 skins in total that are actually in the positive. So that's 5 out of, let's see here, 92. You don't use wooden doors enough to justify having a skin for it. Some of you probably do have a skin. I mean, we've had some pretty interesting Twitch drops in the past, but yeah, when it comes to wooden doors in the Rust stores, they don't tend to hold up and they tend to crash and burn. So it looks nice. And again, consider watching my Rust rotation video to get a good look at it, but I'm not going to be surprised if it drops off and it suffers. It's unfortunate, but do not be surprised. So, okay, fair enough. And then the Brain Drain AK-47, not exactly selling that much, but yeah, it's just a standard AK-47. It's got a pretty fun design to it, and the skin creator did say he intends to turn it into a collection, but you take one quick look at the general AK-47 skins and you'll notice they're down pretty bad. So unfortunately, that just might be a barter. It might be a 60 cent to 80 cent barter. And with that not even being abnormal, yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. And speaking of problems, Forge Garage Door. This is number 35 for this year. It is a record-breaking amount of garage doors. So if I could just scroll down, the previous year, we had 34 in 2024. Lots of interesting looking designs, but the majority of them are in the negative. Now, some of them have slowly started to rise up in price. It's nice to see, but yeah, a lot of these did suffer. Far too many skins being accepted in a single year, and then after the next year, we also see another record-breaking amount. So for like the past 4 years, we've seen consecutive record-breaking amounts. 27 in 2022, 28 in 2023, 34, 34 in 2024, 35 so far in 2025. We still have a few more weeks. We still have Christmas Rust doors. Don't be surprised if we see more. And Twitch drops, because of course we also have Twitch rivals just around the corner. At the moment, I haven't seen one, but we'll see. So, Forge Garage Door, you do look quite alright. I've got no issue with you. You glow in the dark very brightly, very noticeable, and this could turn into a pretty interesting looking brand new deployable collection. But again, garage doors in general, they don't look like they're holding up very nicely. Again, with so many skins being accepted, it's a constant concern. So yeah, down 23, down 44, down 49, down 53, down 34, down 62, down 59, down 36, down 2, again, Popstar. Down 56, down 63, down 52, down 57. You get the idea. You get the idea. Yeah, it's down pretty bad. Most of those garage doors down to about half their price. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't sell that much. Honestly, as a nice little conclusion for this whole Rust store, when I first saw it, I did say I wouldn't be surprised that this sells quite a bit less compared to previous Rust stores. I don't think there'll be that much interest. But with a lack of sales, if there's some interest in the future, all the better for it to rise up in price in the future, right? Thank you very much, Phone. Much appreciated. So, that's cool. Let's also just quickly inform you of some other things. So, of course, right now, kick drops. Have you been getting them? Everyone's streaming 24/7. Everyone's streaming 24/7, so okay, that's looking pretty cool. Hey, how you doing? I do have this set up on my laptop. For some strange reason, I cannot see my drops here. That's a bit awkward. So that's out of my control, but I can confirm to you, I now have the Kick Hazmat. I have all the other general drops. I've got some of the streamer skins. It's been going quite nicely. We've still got like 9.5 days to go as well, so alright, can't complain. So, yep, 9.5 days to get all of these skins. It's going to be super easy. Like, if you watch any of these streamers, you also get progress on the general skins, so it's been very quick. Now, of course, as I've mentioned, we are expecting Twitch rivals in a few weeks' time. I have seen some of the skins, and I think you're going to be pretty impressed. You're going to be very impressed, let me put it that way. So, alright, cool. Anything else to mention? Well, keep an eye on the commits. Lots of Hack Week projects currently being worked on. Lots of things for an arcade. Like, I've seen mentions for a ball pit. I'm seeing mentions for this slick ball arcade. I don't know what's going on, but they're making some fun, wacky things. Which, alright, fair enough. Would you consider curtains? I'm not joking. Would you consider curtains a wacky thing? Because, yeah, Hack Week curtains. Oh, definitely make my room look ever so nicely, my base. So, sure, whatever. All right, role players might appreciate that, perhaps. So, more projects are being worked on. Keep an eye on the commits. You'll be able to keep up to date with all the new potential brand new content that we might see in the future, all right? After the naval update, what's next? We don't know, but We want to find out, don't we? So keep an eye out. All is good. And yep, ice sculptures look like they're going to be ready for Christmas this year. All right, that's cool. There were some problems last year. Looks like they've been all figured out. So hopefully we see them. Player count. This website's been a bit broken recently, unfortunately, but it does look like everything's lining up quite nicely with the previous month's player counts. All right, no complaints there. It's December where we're expecting like the huge gains. December Force Wipe naval update introduced. At the end of the month, we're also expecting a lot of people around the world to have time off, kids out of school, people not working as much. It's Christmas holidays, so yeah, for like 2 weeks, the end of December, rolling into the first week of January, quite a lot of people are expected to be playing a lot of Rust, and with lots of people turning up, a lot more demand for skins, much higher prices, best time to sell. So okay, cool. Now, have you been looking at your inventory and questioning, is it a good time to consider selling right now? If I could go to inventory leaderboard on SMM, oh, look at this. Hedge is number 8 with over $80,000 worth of skins. Yeah, I've got a problem. And I don't feel like fixing it. Yeah, I have over 55,000 Rust skins. I've grabbed all the skins on my other accounts except the special one that's trying to get like a big grin. And I throw them all over onto my main account over to here. And basically, yeah, for the next 2 months, I have to try my best to try and sell as much as I can at a reasonable price. Again, I'm not stupid. I want to make sure I get good profits. But with so many skins, when one like drops off a little bit, oh god, I suffer. So I've seen my account go from like 80,500 to like down to 78,000, and it's gone back up to just under 80,000. It's ridiculous. But I do have a video talking more about this, talking about my plans. As I mentioned, I have expectations for some very, very nice turnouts with a lot of people turning up around December time, January time. As I mentioned, if there's tons of people playing, we should see prices improving, and that should be the best time to consider selling your skins. I'm aware of this. I've done this many times in the past, so keep an eye out for that. And also, in regards to the kick drops, I have made a very special video showcasing the brand new kick hazmat. A lot of people are like, oh, it's green. Surely it's like the best option for like the grassy fields, the open plains, the jungle. Well, is it? People mention, could you compare this with the Nomad hazmat? Could you compare it with the Frontier hazmat? I've done just that. So you'll see for yourself in quite an extensive sort of showcasing comparison, how does the brand new green kick hazmat compare with the likes of the $10 Nomad hazmat and the Frontier hazmat. So, all right, cool, no complaints. Quick extra look on micro522.com just to see how did all the skins fare? Was everything actually like positively viewed? And I can confirm everything had a positive upvote downvote ratio. Certain skins here didn't really have that much interaction though. If you aren't aware, votes don't actually impact whether a skin gets accepted, but the skin creators can see. So it is what it is. So that's it. That's everything. Not sure if there's anything else for me to mention. We're verifying your browser. Okay, thank you very much. So yeah, that's it. 3 weeks from now, Twitch drops potentially. But for now, let's hope we get some decent profits. And yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. So, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Do you actually have a favourite skin in this batch? We'll see. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.